Now I've got my buddy Zuhdi Jasser, founder, president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. Zuhdi, brother, how are you, sir?
Great, Mark. It's always great to be with you, and it sounds like we're in good company now, you and I.
Yes, you and I are on a hate list by the hate group CAIR, aren't we?
We sure are. It's the blasphemers list, their Islamophobia list that is in Saudi Arabia, it'd be a hit list for those that would be beheaded or killed by the government. In America, they call it Islamophobia, as if Islam, which is an idea, has rights. But basically, as a Muslim who loves my faith, it's bizarre that they would include me on it. And I think it's testimony to the fact that the list is basically anyone who gives them a hard time. It's those who are against the Islamists, the political Islamic movement that is the biggest threat to mankind in the 21st century. And they put the list together because they want us to stop, and we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to put pressure to get Islam into the 21st century and out of the 13th century.
And you know, Zuhdi Jasser, you've pointed out you are Muslim, and now you're on this list of anti-Muslims. I mean, I have to tell you, and this organization, as you well know, in 1993, it was given birth in a hotel in Philadelphia where Muslim Brotherhood types were meeting, and the FBI was listening in. And this is a front group, pretty much, isn't it?
It sure is. It came right out of Hamas, and they are part of the Muslim Brotherhood legacy groups in the West. And they soak up their bandwidth basically to distract Americans from dealing with the root problem of theocratic Islam. And they are part of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Lobby, which is a 56-country lobby that includes the Saudis, the Qataris, the Muslim Brotherhood from Egypt, Pakistan, all of these countries that want America to stay asleep. They're the ones that drive the Obama administration, additionally say they want to redact any Islam out of the Orlando shooters' 911 calls, and they put us on this list because we are the biggest threat. You and I and the others on that list are the biggest threats to uncovering how they are part. I like to call them the Council for American Islamist Radicalization, because that's really what they are.
Well said. Now the thing is, they have ties to these foreign entities, don't they?
They sure do, and if anyone has any doubt, look at how they will not deny that they don't take any foreign money. Look at a website called CAIRobservatory.org that looks at all the assets, and I really think the first step should be to declare them under the Foreign Agency Registration Act, foreign agents for many of these governments, including the Saudis, Qataris, and other aspects, because they never use their bandwidth to complain about the Iranian regime, the Khomeinists, or the Brotherhood, or the Assad regime, or Saudis. No, they soak up their bandwidth attacking patriotic Americans who trying to, including Muslims and non-Muslims, who want to help counter the ideology that radicalizes our faith community. No, we are the biggest problem, rather than the Islamist regimes around the planet that are killing hundreds of thousands.
The man in charge of CAIR right now is this fellow Niwad, isn't that correct?
Yeah, Nihad Awad.
And who is he?
He's a fellow of Palestinian origin that was hatched from their initial organization was the Islamic Association for Palestine, and then in '96 they evolved. They said, you know what, we don't have a big enough constituency. Let's hijack the Muslim community and say that we are sort of the ACLU of Muslims, and under the banner of civil rights, distract America into dealing with political Islam, into rather dealing with Muslims as a rights group. And after 9/11, they were standing right behind President Bush when he was declaring Islam a religion of peace after 9/11. And thankfully, in 2008, Senator Kyle asked the FBI what their status is, and the FBI made them persona non grata, saying that because their status on Hamas is unclear and they will not condemn the organization as being a terrorist organization, they forbade anyone in the Department of Homeland Security from formally doing work with them. Now, informally, you'll see many of the local agencies around the country still, unfortunately, working with them, but officially, they are persona non grata, according to the director of the FBI.
But CAIR poses, and for some reason it gets all this media attention, Zuhdi. They pose as a civil rights organization. There they were in San Bernardino. There they are in Orlando. There they are here and there and everywhere. Why do you think they get a pass like this?
Well, I think because the producers and the mainstream media don't do their homework. I think that they hire some of the, K Street PR firms. The Washington Post had a big outlay in March about the millions being spent by the Saudis to rehab their PR agencies, their PR image in the West, and part of that goes to bolster up organizations like CAIR and set up centers in universities like Georgetown Center on Muslim-Christian Understanding, which is a Saudi laundering operation. And in exchange, they help also have affinity for groups like CAIR. So it's very promiscuous the way in the left CAIR feeds into. I mean, right now they stood after Orlando, deceiving America into saying that they stand shoulder to shoulder with their friends in the gay community and the LGBT community, when in fact, before Orlando, they are the biggest homophobes in the Muslim community. It is a complete deception.
And it is amazing that they all sort of belong to the Democrat Party. In my own tribe, the Jews, we have liberal Jews. You've got, in your tribe here, you've got these Islamists, and they actually vote for the same candidates. Isn't it amazing?
It's the grand deception, as Steve Emerson and Andy McCarthy and others have tried to educate America about, is that grand deception, which is that the left uses the Muslim issue to say that they're with minority groups. CAIR internally is pushes the theocratic envelope like Iran and Saudi Arabia, yet no one holds them accountable within the left about how anti-women, how anti-gay, and how much they violate all of the principles that supposedly the left stands for. And yet the reason they get a pass is, we protested President Obama when he went to the mosque in February in Islamic Society of Baltimore. We had people from our Muslim reform movement that the last time you and I spoke, we talked about its launch. We protested outside saying this is a gender apartheid mosque, and they had a homophobic screed of a sermon that's online from just a year ago. And the administration ignored it. The media ignored it. They wouldn't pay any attention.
Zuhdi, I got to go. Zuhdi, what if people want to find out more or contact you, where do they go?
MuslimReformMovement.org, and our website is AIFdemocracy.org for the American Islamic Forum for Democracy.
God bless you, man. You are brilliant. You are a national treasure, and you're a courageous man. Zuhdi Jasser, by the way, a veteran of the United States.